It's your boy Bleeve. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? I hope you're having a great evening. My name is Bleeves. This is Bedtime with Bleeves. We're going to ask a question tonight, and I'm going to take you through what my synopsis is, and we're going to change a little bit about what we're doing at night. I'm just going to ask a random question, and then we're going to work our way through it. Now, we'll still do a little bit of coverage on what's going on in the news. There won't be too much news to be covered because some of this is going to be covered in the news as we're doing it. And the question that we're asking tonight is Bitcoin ready to 5x? And then why or why not would that be the case? And for that to happen, I put together a little bit of information about what has been going on in the markets before we get to that. And then we'll start to look at a couple of different pieces as we kind of put this whole thing together. And then you guys can decide for yourself whether or not you agree with me or disagree with me, because you are free to be wrong. Now, hit the like button on your way in, and let's get this started. We're gonna get this going. Let's do ta-da. All right. So the first question to ask is, can Bitcoin 5x $30,000 Bitcoin? Means that in order to 5x, we're looking at a $5 trillion market cap for the overall market, based on market share, the way it is right now. Now, if that's the case, then what we're looking for is $4 trillion in capital to enter the market. And the question then becomes, where's that going to come from? So the question first is, we all know BlackRock, Invesco, Fidelity. We've got JP Morgan, JP Morgan. We've got Morgan Stanley. We've got multiple different companies out here right now that are looking to get into these spot ETFs, and they've lined themselves up, the movers and shakers, as it were, right? So what is the possibility here? We've got BlackRock that submitted for a spot ETF with 9 trillion, Fidelity with 4 trillion, JP Morgan Chase, Morgan Stanley, going down the line, Goldman Sachs, BNY Mellon, Invesco, Bank of America. That asset structure totals $27 trillion. Now, how do we get a share of that? Now, if we were to get 10% of that into cryptocurrency, mind you, when I say that, we should recognize the elephant in the room, and that is that most of that would go into Bitcoin. If that's the case, then we're looking at most of this capital being moved right into Bitcoin, which is where this market gets sent from anyway, right? So let's just consider that the money does exist currently in markets and is being managed by the people who are now interested in these spot ETFs. We've got BlackRock, Fidelity, we've got Invesco. Each one of these guys are looking for this. We've also got Bank of America looking at Bitcoin futures trading. And then we've got BNY Mellon on hold and transfer, and Goldman Sachs OTC crypto kit. So we've got a whole bunch of people, and that's not even to mention Charles Schwab, who's now doing an exchange for institution only. So there are plenty of places out here trying to make inroads into cryptocurrency. So now it rests upon the SEC to approve or disapprove any one of these filings, and they'll have up to 240 days before they can make that decision. So where does that leave us? Well, that leaves us kind of idle right now, except this is what's just happened. What we just saw happen, again, smash the like button on your way in. I certainly appreciate that. One of the things that just happened, though, is bye-bye bear market. See you later, alligator. Now, this is a joking reference, of course, but a reptilian technical signal is back in Bitcoin. It started to feast upon a new uptrend. And what this is called is the Williams alligator. And it's the 5, the 8, and the 13 period smooth moving averages getting into a position when the 3 moving averages are moving upwards and the lips are above the teeth and jaw. It suggests that an asset is trending. As such, the chart below suggests that Bitcoin is once again trending upwards. So, it sounds ridiculous to me. I got to be honest with you. When I hear them say this, it says, so the Williams alligator consists of a 5, 8, and 13. These averages represent what creator Bill Williams has described as lips, teeth, and jaw of the alligator, respectively. When the 3 moving averages are moving upward and the lips are above the teeth and jaw, that's the 5. When the 5 is above the 8 and the 13, then that means that we're in a bullish pattern, right? So you can see right here that the green one represents the lips, the red is the teeth, and the blue over here is the jaws. So that being the case, we're in what he would call a bullish pattern, which of course I told you that already. And if you look at my chart, you can tell that we're in that kind of breakout pattern. Obviously, that should be a given at this point. By the way, we were at about -7 trillion or -7 billion in market cap, just a little -3 because this market seems to be reversing and moving pretty quickly back towards a positive move. Ben's up 2%. The rest of the market just kind of zero at the moment. But back to the show. Bitcoin could be trending for a while, Crocodile, which is a joke that they're making. But what they're saying is, and what they're coming up with is that the Williams alligator is hungry for more expensive Bitcoin. It started eating with an open mouth, thus following the trend. It's done dining when the 5, the 8, and the 13 period smooth moving averages cross and turn down. So if we take the SMAs over here, then we can confirm that. And I'm not going to do this because we're not going to do. But here is, if you look over here, this is when it happened before. And we're looking for a pattern of green, red, and blue, all pointing upward. Green, red, and blue, all pointing upward. We have this monster move. Green, red, and blue upward. We have this monster move. Now, these do take time. So we're at the start of this move, of course. But when you see this right here, you see this move right here. You see this right here. We've got, and I guess maybe right in here, you see that's where it started one time. Right here, you see that's where it started one time. It flips over like right about in this little position right here. And that leads to this gigantic upward move. And then over here, it leads to this gigantic upward move. Then it led to this gigantic upward move when we got to the other all-time high, when we got the double top over here, which led to this downside. Now, that being the case, here we are again with this thing moving in that position. Now, that should mean that we are about to have what would amount to a rocket ride. So the question is now, how far up does it go? And that comes back down to $5 trillion. Now, the actual answer, I think, is going to be more in line right now, because I don't know that we can continue this sort of market dominance. I think the market dominance at over 50. I think we're sitting around 52 right now. We'll look that up in a few minutes. 50.2 right now. And I don't know that we maintain that, but just consider here that we're at 30,000 with 50% of the market. So, and the market is 1.1 trillion. So if we go to 5 trillion, then we're at 30 times 5, 150,000, right? So right now it's simplified and we don't have the rest of the market helping out in what we're doing. So let's take this one a step further. And now, several days ago, we had testimony from Jerome Powell. He is hawkish on inflation. He does say that we're probably going to have some more rate increases, but they are hedging because Democrats are emphasizing to Powell that the Fed's mandate must be to achieve full employment. I caution against any approach in monetary policy that ignores the Fed's maximum employment mandate. You know what I should say? I should use, because it is Maxine Waters that's doing this, by the way. So I should say, I caution against any approach in monetary policy that ignores the Fed maximum employment mandate and results in a recession with millions of people losing their homes and jobs. So, yeah, that's what's going on. So we got Maxine Waters in the house telling the Fed that they should chill. New regulations on smaller banks are unlikely. One of the good pieces that tends to help cryptocurrency is when a bank fails, right? So if a bank is not supported and the bank ends up failing, then that means that the Fed is going to step in and they're going to prop up this company. They're going to fix this company, and that'll end up creating a boon for crypto, in that people are going to get scared of U.S. monetary policy and they're going to hedge against what's going on. So if that's the case, then there we go. So, and give me 1 second here. We're going to pop over here. Ryo is asking, may you check Pepe 2.0 905. So we're going to take a second over here and go to Pepe 2.0. What was wrong with one? I don't understand. What. All right, Pepe 2.0 launched 3 hours ago, up 23,000% on the launch right here. 467,000 market cap, $50,000 in liquidity, 420,000 in 24-hour volume. I see what you guys did there, but we got a secondary. We got another Pepe enters the fray. Looks like fairly small buys coming in, nothing gigantic. Could be a great opportunity to play. However, I would not be buying at this level. This makes no sense whatsoever. I would wait for this to come down, maybe even take the 15-minute here, kind of look at this. There we go. You see that? It just broke down gigantic. Somebody just had a nice little sell there and broke the price down or the structure down dramatically on that one. So what I would say is let's do a fib drawing right here. What are we looking at right here? A buy would be at 32.21. So this is not a level that you would want to get into. This is not a level that you would want to buy. I would be looking to 58.64 with 9 zeros, or 32.21 with 9 zeros. I would not get in above these levels, and I would DCA just a little bit here and then go in just a little bit harder over here. That is assuming that there's still positive momentum in the chat, in the charts, and if everything is still sounding good, and you're not getting some kind of weirdness out of the team, or they're not responding, or they're not responsive, whatever the case may be, as long as it looks like it's retracing back to those levels, then I would say go for it. Now back to what we were talking about before. So no new money or no new regulations for smaller banks. So now we're waiting for the data. So where does that leave us? Well, let's go to the next piece of information. And today and tomorrow, tomorrow and the day after, we have Jay Powell giving a speech here and Jay Powell giving a speech here on the dockets for the Fed. So we have an opportunity for him to either move the markets positive or negative. Now, if he reiterates what he's already said, then it's at 75% right now that Morgan Stanley says they think that he's going to hike the rate by 25 basis points in July. So if that's the case, there's no change. That's going to leave it pretty much the way that it is. It's already being priced in as we speak for the standard markets. Now, how does that apply to crypto? Well, it doesn't really, I don't think, anymore. It works itself as an opportunity for people to take advantage of the situation and find a way in for whatever it is that you're looking for, right? So this is where I would look at this as an opportunity for me to sell a little bit, dunk on the price, try to shake out some weak hands a little bit, get myself a little dip, and then buy at a discount. So that's what I think is going to happen tomorrow. That's what I think people are going to be looking for tomorrow. So just a guess, by the way. So we'll see. Now, let's move on to the next piece of this equation, and that is, as price consolidates in spot markets, asset managers are increasing long positions in the derivatives markets, and that comes over here to our liquidity map. We're not really seeing that. So are we seeing higher long positions? Well, we're using three. And to be fair, like the most common is going to be the green right here, the long 5, right? So that's what most people are going to use standard. So when you come down here, you're looking at, we got a little bit right here. We've got some 10x longs going right here. Most of that is right in this range here. So we're gonna have to come down in order to tap into that. So, but people are going long and they're looking for these sort of buy zones and these value areas where they can start to make these buys. So then the question comes into play, how much is going in? And at this point, I don't think that there's going to be enough. I don't imagine that we're going to have any opportunity to get to 60,000 to 150,000. I think there's no chance whatsoever of Bitcoin going there. However, I do want to state this. One of the biggest TA guys, or at least one of the more popular TA guys right now, is a guy by the name of Frankie Candles. Does his stuff with BitBoy Crypto. And guess what? Frankie Candles said that his target now is, it's right there, 37,250. So now even Frankie Candles from BitBoy Crypto is saying that he's programming in 37,250. Let's round up for the guy and call it 37,300. Can we? Because this is just another example of what I was saying before. This is all programmed in. This is going to happen. As we get rejected from this spot right here, there is a need, by the way, for a little bit of consolidation, for a little bit of a move down here, and that liquidity map that we showed previously. We're going to check that out one more time. That liquidity map comes all the way down here through the 30,000s just a little bit and shows that some longs have been taken in this sort of range. So we'll be looking to see what we can get at those levels. 28,600 again is the big level. Now I'm going to show you a different chart, and I'm going to show you what you should be most probably doing in this market. And I'm going to show you something actually kind of fascinating about all of these positions right here. We're going to move out to the day candle. This is going to be the greatest part right here. When you pull this out and you take the fib retracement and start over here, and you come all the way over here, and you take the fib retracement right now and you lay it out onto this entire map, right? I'm going to give you two levels that you should be watching right now. And those levels are right here, 29,200 and 32,000. Let's call it 32,700. So those are the two levels that you should be looking at right now. And let me tell you what's probably going to happen. What we're probably going to see is a move down, perhaps to capture some of the liquidity that's sitting right here. And then we're going to see a big move up, and we're going to see a rejection right here. So what I'm going to do is, if you remember, I'm still on a long right now, and that long is sitting in place. Well, I'm going to change my take profit to 32,700. I'm going to get in just a little bit under this, about 32,700. So I'm going to change it to 32,700, and then I'm going to take a short for that same amount, and I'm going to short it all the way down to 31,200, which is basically going to be the tops over here. It's going to be this top, hanging out with this top over here. I'm going to be looking to short like to this area, just a little scalp short for that position right now. Then after that happens, then I'm going to be looking for a big move where it actually breaks back through. And so it'll look something like this. I would think we're going to have this move up here. Then we'll have a breakdown to around this area right here. And then we're going to break into this. And then, we'll correct as well. And then this is just going to be some sideways movement up in this 37,000 range. But that looks like what's about to happen right now. So we'll probably reject off of this, by the way, when we get there. I do have this playing out that way, but what we'll probably do is reject from here, and then we'll be just kind of in this little zone and area for a little while underneath 37,300, because it's going to be representative of a real resistance sort of area. So, but it won't be that way for long. Then we're going to have a capitulation again, like we just had on this last one that looked a little bit like this over here. And then we're going to move up to 54,000. Now, in the meantime, here's the underlying crux of, can we get this crazy 5x thing? And here's the thing. I'm giving you a crazy number right now, and I'm telling you that, there is a possibility that things get really, really wild in Bitcoin. We could hit 100,000 Bitcoin in a matter of a couple months, right? This is the way this market is moving right now. Here's the problem, right? Ethereum won't have the capital to keep up. Now, people will be incentivized in order to continue to pump the chart. So you could see a nice little pump, but just don't forget here, if we 3x'd from this position that we're in right now to get up there, then Ethereum would have to 3x as well, which would create an all-time high, would create an all-new high. But Bitcoin at that point is going to be well over 30% over its all-time high, while Ethereum is maybe about 10, 15% over its all-time high. So the numbers are not going to add up, because this is a Bitcoin market right now. So when this starts to, play itself out, and it will start to play itself out pretty soon. When it starts to play itself out soon, you're going to see a ridiculous move by Bitcoin. You just will not see a ridiculous move by the rest of the alts. You'll see a move, by the way. Again, and I'm not saying that you're not going to see an all-time high from Ethereum, but I'm saying that you're going to see an almost doubling of the price of Bitcoin, but you're going to see Ethereum up by, again, 15, maybe 30%. You're not going to see that gigantic move that you were hoping for, or that you're wishing would happen. And that's going to be because there's not enough clarity. The only clarity that we have in the American market right now is that Bitcoin is a commodity. And as long as it's traded on an open market without any staking or any protocols that allows an arbitrator, a middleman, to come in and add it into a smart contract or give you a chance to get yield and earn more. As long as we don't see that, then this is going to happen. It's going to happen, and it's going to be something that it's going to be a sight to behold, guys. We're about to watch one ridiculous sort of run. And Selmo says right here, XRP will pick up ETH slack. So let's go back and let's look at XRP, because I told you guys the other day, XRP is not going to pump like you think it is. But this move down here right now is what XRP is looking to do. Now, if you're looking at liquidity, if you're looking at volume, if you're looking at any kind of factors, right now, you got it moving in the positive, but the price action is still coming down. That's in the day. In the 4 hour, you got a green. In the 2 hour, you're still green. In the 1 hour, you're still green, but the price action is not pumping. That means that there's a sign of capitulation happening right now, and you're minting red dots all over the place that are telling you that it's probably time to sell. And you're even minting a red dot here while you're under the heart line here. So in the long term, you're still in this red. So what would most probably happen here is we're going to see a revisit here to about 36 cents. That would make the most sense. We're going to see a revisit down here into this 36-cent level. And that's going to happen maybe short term, as the bulls are starting to get tired of waiting for Judge Annalisa Torres to make her statement, right? So what likely could happen here is we come down here, we test this real quick, and then we have a snap back up into this range. Now, of course, this 44, 45 level is going to be a ton of resistance coming back up. So the most likely culprit here is that this is going to play out this way. Then we'll get back over, because then the ruling will come in. It's supposed to be in July. The ruling comes in. If it's positive, if it's negative, it's not going to matter. Then we're going to start moving. We're going to start moving up. We're going to start moving up. We're going to start moving up. People are going to be like, oh my God, here it is. It's finally here. We've got a nice little pump. We're going to start looking at this 81-cent line. It's a massive amount of resistance here at this 81-cent line. So we're going to be making a move to this line right here, and we're probably going to reject right here around 67. And here's the thing. At some point in this, Coinbase is going to, because look, they're crypto friendly. They're looking for this. They're going to relist XRP. The moment they relist XRP, we are going down here. We're going to, maybe we can get held up at 36 cents right here. But guys, there are an enormous, and I mean enormous amount of companies that have XRP sitting on their books as an unrealized gain, as an asset that they are supposed to be and should have for the last 2 years shed from their books. They can't get rid of it because Coinbase will not trade it. And that's where they bought it. That's where it's going to be traded. They're not going to trade it anywhere else. So what's going to happen is this move is going to shake out a lot of that institutional money. When it shakes out that institutional money, you're going to find a bunch of ready buyers. You're going to find a bunch of people who are ready to buy around. You could even see, and you could probably make an argument that it's going to come down to 31 cents instead of 36 cents or even lower. Like it might snap down here to one of these ridiculous low levels at like 25 cents or something like that. But rest assured, once it does that move and once Coinbase has relisted, provided they will, provided that they're going to do it. But once Coinbase has relisted and those companies have been able to dump on this chart, this thing will start to rocket. And then all of a sudden, you're going to be looking at this $2 one. You're going to be looking at this $5. You're going to be looking at a gigantic XRP because there will be some clarity and the markets will be ready to accept XRP and send it to the moon. And it will be a leader. And that is going to eat into, by the way, Ethereum's dominance, not Bitcoin. It's going to eat into the Ethereum dominance at that point. Now, Ethereum dominance should stay relatively high, but if you eat 1%, I mean, just consider here, if you ate 1% at this point into Ethereum right now, then you're taking a couple $1 billion in market cap and you're moving it into XRP, which is a 10% pump right off the bat. So there's an enormous amount of upside for XRP. Now, the other thing that you really kind of have to think about, XRP, there are a lot of ledgers that are out there right now that are competitors with XRP, that are faster than XRP, that are out there waiting for a moment where they can have some clarity as well. So just because we've always seen XRP and just because we might be part of the XRP army does not mean that XRP is actually going to have that gigantic move. Again, I do want to warn you guys, there is a moment here where there's going to be a judgment call on XRP for a lot of companies, for a lot of investors. Once this thing is cleared out and once we find that bottom, because you have to find the bottom, you're not going to just run from here because, guys, nothing's just going to take off from a pump, right? It just doesn't work that way. And if it does, it's coming back down because you haven't added a whole bunch of new investors. You just put a whole bunch more capital in. And as soon as you do that, these people that have been sitting over here waiting all this time for something good to happen, they are going to dunk on that price action. And look, by the way, we're on weekly right now. You have to consider the amount of people that are invested up at the top up here. Remember, this was the bull run. This is when it was all going on. This is when all of the money was coming into the market. These people are not going to sit there and wait for this thing to run up to $5. They're going to get out and they're going to take their profit and they're going to be fine. They're going to find something else because look, if it's $1, just say it's $1. Let's just for argument's sake say that XRP runs to $1. A lot of people are going to be selling because they're going to take a loss or they're going to take a nice little win off of it at $1. That is a magical number for a lot of people. This is a gigantic fight that people are going to have. And I don't think that people expect to have the fight that they're going to have right now. But I also want to add, if you look right here and you see, this is where the collapse, by the way, 81.85, this is the collapse of Terra Luna. And I want you to look over here. There's a certain symmetry because it was also the cap right here. It was also the cap right here. And it was also the resistance right there. So that 81 point, that when you get into this range, there's going to be a massive amount of fight that's going to happen here. So I do want to see it hit new highs. I do want to see mass adoption. I do want to see those things. But guys, just remember that XRP isn't going to moon just because everybody wants it to moon. There's got to be some people that are going to clear out a lot of dead money. And for us, we might look at it and say, hey, it's not dead money. That's XRP. But for those companies, that's dead money. And it's a lot of dead money sitting on their books. So that's what's probably the way that it's going to most likely shake out. Now, again, back to Bitcoin, there is a symmetry right here. Those levels that I gave you, 32.7 and 29.9 over here, those are 29.1 over here. Those levels are going to be, it's basically a golden pocket for this right now. So this is the spot where I would be looking. Again, you get up here to 32.7. This is the time to short. It's not going to, and I would not be going high leverage, by the way. Like, for the love of God, don't go over 5x on a Bitcoin move because you don't want to get wrecked. Remember, I sat on my long because I got in at 27,000 and it's sitting at 30,500 right now. But it dropped all the way down to 24,008. I would have got liquidated at 28,004, I want to say. No, 24,004. I would have gotten liquidated right over here with just a little bit more. Let's go look over here. 24,778 was the low over here. I would have gotten liquidated if it had gone $300 lower. So now I'm holding on to something that's having a good move. So again, I use 10x leverage. If I used 5x leverage, I would have had a lot more range, of course, but I also wouldn't have nearly the profit. And I don't give a shit about the risk. Like, let's just go for it and see what happens, right? I am the one that believes that we're in the bull market. I'm the one that thinks that it's heading up there. So what I am going to do is I'm going to take all of this up here. I put in an extra $5,000, by the way, just so everybody knows. I put in an extra $5,000 and I haven't set a buy order right now, but I'm going to set a buy order at 32,700. And I'm going to use probably 5x leverage. I might use 10x leverage just to say YOLO. And then I'm going to set, again, like right here at 31,000, at 31,000, around 31,000. I'm going to set, take profit there. And then I'm going to exit the market. And then I'm going to see if it continues to move down, or if I do that, by the way, that would mean that I'm not maximizing, but I don't care. I'm here to make money. I'm not here to score the big win every single time. I just want to see this thing play out down here, up here, and then back down here. And then I'm going to take profit here. And then hopefully it's going to bounce here and I will set a new buy order at this spot right here. I might even go down into this and I might split it in two and set a buy order here at 5x and then set this one here at 10x and then just go 2 Bitcoin longs and see where they go. So, or I might just add to the, I just might add to the 5x and keep it close. So I'm not really sure yet, but we're going to do something like that. And yeah, so what do you guys think? Oh, by the way, I don't see an announcement for anything for Ben at this point. I did see that there was supposed to be some kind of announcement. I did see that there was supposed to be something that BitBoy was going to bring out, where he had some kind of something or other. that was going to happen, and I don't see, I don't see any videos out, so I have no idea. Videos, yeah. So this is just so I don't see that. I did talk to BitBoy earlier today, and the conversation was about MEXC and the perpetual futures contract with Ben and MEXC. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen there. But I tried. Look, and I was mad as hell, by the way. Let me show you what happened here. So I went into MEXC and let's do Ben USDT. And there is an MEXC right here. MEXC perpetual futures right here. So I went into this MEXC perpetual futures contract right here. And I was just ready, like down here. This is the one. Let me get to the 1 hour here. So right over here, I shit you not. If you come over here and you look on this over here, then you'll see that I have this little line set up right here, right? And I thought, this kind of line seems to be trending. We talked about this actually this morning, right? And I said that this line kind of seems to be like kind of the spot that we're trending on, right? Well, it's at the bottom right now. I bet this thing is about to pump super hard, right? So we're sitting at about 72, and I'm like, you know what? Maybe we're going to go. This goddamn thing went all the way up to 93. Now, I was going 10x on Ben, and I was going to do a big bag on Ben. So I go into their perpetual futures contract, and it will not accept anything. So then I go to, that's the affiliate. No. By the way, kind of lame that you can't just do, that you can't just log into, but you have to have 2 accounts for your affiliate link over here. But we'll go to the perpetual futures. And then when you type in Ben over here, that gives you a message. And the message is, don't. You get this little yellow thing over here. And that little yellow thing says, the current trading pair will soon be delisted. Please manage your position to avoid unnecessary losses, which means you're going to get liquidated. If you had bought any after the fact, you wouldn't be able to sell it. So I couldn't do anything with it, and then kiss my ass. It didn't take a few minutes. Like, I mean, a few minutes. Like, if I would have done this trade at the exact time, because you can even see how it's moving right here. It was just moving up. And look, the Bollinger Bands had tightened up. Like, this was just the perfect opportunity for a breakout, right? The perfect opportunity for a breakout. And then the next thing you know, I can't get it to close, and I can't get the futures to go through. And then the next thing you know, I'm looking at a green candle. I'm like, what is going on? And it just keeps going and going and going and going. And I was so mad. That I missed out on that. But that would have been great. That would have been great to see that one happen. I do think that they're back in town. So, I don't know what's going on. And by the way, he told me he was going to be in chat. So I thought that because like I had an idea, and I think they're going to implement the idea, because I told him that this would actually be really cool if you did this. And I think they're going to do it. So I don't know for sure. But also, by the way, there is like at least a pennant looking formation starting to develop. It's the 1 hour. So, it may not be a breakout, but it does certainly look like there is the possibility of another breakout happening pretty soon. Now, coming down here, you can see that at some point you started to get these buys coming in. There were these big buys that started to just creep through here. And it was a couple different buyers, by the way, that were buying. You had, that was 10 ETH sell. That's probably, that's a little bit earlier, I want to say. Yeah. So coming back all the way back here, we've got, here we go, 92.58. So we had like this 13 ETH buy, then we had 2, then we had 10 ETH here, 10 ETH here, 10 here, 5 here. You just started to see all these different buys come in, and now they're not all in the same wallet. Some of them were. There were 5 ETH buys that were coming in right around in, there we go, right in this range here. This was a 4407 wallet. Yeah, 4007 wallet. So it was 4 ETH and it was 5.6 ETH. Then as you scroll down here, you'll see 4.76 ETH, 5.5 ETH. You saw somebody was putting themselves in and getting themselves into a good position. They were DCAing their way in, but then a bunch of other people started to pop in. So there was something, I think, that's going on. Like, I still think that there's something under the hood that we don't know about, that some other people know about, and that maybe we'll see something, happen up there soon. And, well, popcorn sale. All right, so there we go. So that's it, guys. I hope this was a little more fun. I hope this was a little more enjoyable. Coming in at night from now on, instead of covering a whole bunch of news, I'm going to cover just a random big time question for the day, and we're going to see if we can have some fun with it and see if I can figure out what's going on. Then we'll talk about some price action. I want to do more chart stuff at nighttime. We'll do news during the daytime, but we're going to do some charts at night so that everybody knows what's going on with the charts. And then from there, it's not financial advice, but I believe I'm always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit the like button on the way out if you would, please. It helps me out, helps to trend it, helps to send it, and builds it up in that algorithm. So we'll talk to you again very soon.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So can we forget about the things I said when I was strong? I ain't mean to call you that. I'm ice cold like the keg.